By the grace of Allah, by the grace of Allah, even the darkest night will end, and the sun will rise and shine, and the sun will rise and shine.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله
وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله
وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب
الصلاة
الله
والسلام عليك يا نبي الله
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله
وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله
وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah Azza wa Jal. Eid Mubarak to everyone. MashaAllah Azza wa Jal. You are watching our program Rise and Shine on this very beautiful, blessed day of Eid al-Adha. Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal, I've got some guests in the studio as well. The studio, shall I tell them where we are? Yeah, we are in Manchester. We're in, MashaAllah Azza wa Jal, someone's house. And Alhamdulillah, we're doing the program live from there. And we, as you can see, we've got all the goodie stuff there as well. We've got samosas, we've got spring rolls, we've got chicken masala there. We're just waiting for the chapatis to get delivered, innit? But let them come in. MashaAllah, we're ready for the program. Alhamdulillah, Azza Gee, let me just first of all introduce you to my guest this morning. Assalamu alaikum. What's your name and where are you from?
Muhammad Madani Ahmed Khan, and I'm from Manchester.
MashaAllah. What's your name? If you can take that mic in your hand. Yeah, what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Abdul Wahab and I'm from Manchester.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. We've got, MashaAllah, our Nigran Sahib of Manchester as well. He doesn't need any introduction, but we'll just get some info from him. Ji, Assalamu alaikum, Hazrat.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Also, Eid Mubarak to yourself as well.
Khair Mubarak, Jazakallahu Khaira, MashaAllah. We've got another little lad sat next to you, MashaAllah. Yeah, Ji, Assalamu alaikum. Where are you from and what's your name?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and Eid Mubarak to you. My name is Muhammad Hamza Hussain and I'm from Manchester as well.
Excellent. We've got everyone from Manchester. But MashaAllah, well, guess what we got? We've got someone to read the Kalam for us as well. And we've got a puzzle as well for you guys. And anyone who gets the puzzle right will get a peanut. Or if you think that we might go nutty by eating peanuts, I'll give you a grape. Yeah? So there's loads of things on offer, and that's if you win the puzzle. So who's going to be reading the Kalam for us? MashaAllah, what's your name? Milhan. Can we pass the mic on? Oh, Milhan's got a mic already. Ji, Milhan. So everyone at home, you can join Milhan reading the Kalam. What are you reading here, Milhan? Qasida Burda Sharif, the very famous Qasida of Imam Busiri Rahmatullah alayhi. Are we all going to join him, yeah?
Yes.
Go on, Milhan, take it away.
مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم محمد سيد القولين والثقلين والفريقين من عرب ومن عجم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم هو الحبيب الذي قد شفاعته
very beautiful kalam. Does anyone know who wrote the Qasida Burda Sharif? Imam Bosiri Rahmatullahi Ta'ala. He is the one who wrote the Qasida Burda Sharif, mashallah. Maybe the people who are watching, did you know who the answer was? Who the personality was? Yes, he was Imam Bosiri Rahmatullahi Ta'ala. But today, alhamdulillah, we are all celebrating Eid al-Adha. Maybe you're sat at home trying to eat your pakode and your botia and your thingy babobs, mashallah. Those of things will be ready for you guys. So you can eat them, but as well as watch the program as well. Alhamdulillah, we have our Nigran, mashallah, of Manchester with us. Jazakallah khairah, Afzal Bhai, for giving us the time, mashallah. Okay, I'm going to be asking some questions to the kids as well. Hazrat, first of all, I'm going to be asking yourself, what are the plans for Eid al-Adha next year? Okay, we've done it this year. What are the plans for next year? Are you going to be in a bigger place, or are you going to be expanding this place? Because most likely that's going to be full of namazi, isn't it?
Alhamdulillah, this place we have on Dickinson Road, we feel we have already outgrown this place.
MashaAllah.
And currently the people trying to work out different places and also identifying different areas where there are need for centers as well.
MashaAllah.
And inshallah, maybe after the program, we could go and visit one of them.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Why not? Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal. Remember, Dawat Islami's Madani work, Alhamdulillah, in the UK, we've got at least 75 centers around the UK, inshallah. There are many more to come. MashaAllah Azza wa Jal. We've got the kids with us, they're eating their samosas and kebabs and whatnot. Let me ask you, MashaAllah, what's your favorite dish then?
Anything related to kebabs.
Okay, anything to do with kebabs, that's his favorite dish. MashaAllah Azza wa Jal. What's your favorite dish?
Chicken.
Chicken. Or the four-legged one or the two-legged one? Have you ever seen a chicken with four legs? No, so there's no the four-legged chicken, is it? MashaAllah. But your favorite dish is chicken. Do you like it roasted or barbecued?
Roasted.
Roasted, that's it, MashaAllah. Would you like chips with it, or would you like potato mash with it as well?
Chips.
You like chips with it? As if we're ordering some now, aren't we? MashaAllah. But brilliant, MashaAllah. And what is your favorite dish?
Mine would be my mother's a biryani.
Oh, MashaAllah. Well, is that the chicken biryani or the meat biryani?
Chicken.
Is that the hot one or the mild one?
Mild.
Is that the yellow one or the white one? Yeah, I'm confused a minute. MashaAllah. Biryani is biryani, innit? MashaAllah. And let's see what Afzal Bhai likes on his day of Eid. What would you like on day of Eid?
Hafiz, as long as you have food, I'm happy. Any food doesn't matter, but normally, with gosht,
Yeah.
I think it's called kaleji.
Kaleji, aye. What's kaleji called in English?
Is it the baby chicken's heart?
Baby chicken's heart. No. Kaleji is called liver.
Is it liver?
I think it's called a liver. Whatever it is, kaleji is kaleji.
Yeah. When it's done well and it's been cooked well, you can eat it even without the naan or the roti.
MashaAllah Azza wa Jal. Excellent, Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal. So Afzal Bhai's favorite dish is kaleji. Now, my favorite dish, before you ask me guys, I love biryani as well. But I like the meat biryani. Yeah, because I don't like getting chickened off, you see. I like my meat biryanis. But mashallah, because Eid al-Adha is not all about eating dishes, is it? Yeah. Eid al-Adha is about remembering the sacrifice of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. We remember the sacrifice of Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam. Two of the greatest prophets of Allah. Both of them are mentioned in the Quran. And both of them are the forefathers of our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. MashaAllah Azza wa Jal. Now, Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal, because the whole world will be celebrating Eid al-Adha. What is so special about Eid al-Adha than Eid al-Fitr, Afzal Bhai? What's so special about Eid al-Adha? What is the difference?
One of the main difference is again related to the sacrifice of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, that he was prepared to sacrifice his son at the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And following the sunnah of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, on Eid, Muslims, they sacrifice an animal every year.
MashaAllah.
All the Sunnah of Hazrat.
Have you ever noticed one thing? That, the lamb or the goat or the sheep, they are halal animals. And millions of them are slaughtered every year. People eat them, during the whole year. But there's so many of them, we never run out of them. And if you look at the haram animals, there's not many of them. And people don't eat them as well. Not many people eat them. But there's still not many of them. So there is so much barakah in the halal animals that they never finish.
Another angle to the Hafizab is when you give something in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it automatically receives barakah. So from what you're saying, because these animals, if they are sacrificed in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and there's blessing in that.
Alhamdulillah. Let me just tell you what happened, how the shaitan was stopping Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam from doing the sacrifice of Ismail alayhi salam. It's mentioned in the booklet Unique Son that having failed in tricking the father, and he first of all he tried to trick Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam in not going ahead with the sacrifice. So what happened? Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he picked up stones. You know how many stones? 7 stones. So he picked them up and he threw them. Bismillahi Allahu Akbar. He hit the shaitan and the shaitan fled from there. He ran away. And then the shaitan, he came to Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam, and he's tried, giving him waswasa. Do you know why your father's taking you to this place? He is going to sacrifice you, because he says that he saw a dream in which Allah is telling him. So Ismail alayhi salam said, if Allah said to him, then he should go ahead with that dream. I am prepared for it. And then the shaitan went to Sayyida Hajra radiallahu ta'ala anha, Ismail alayhi salam's mother, and he said the same as well. And then the shaitan fled from there. Now it's such a beautiful story that how Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam and the discussion that was happening between Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam. It is said that when Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam along with Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam got to the Sabir Mount, he alayhi salatu wasalam informed his son of the order of Allah Azza wa Jal. The dialogue between them is described in the Holy Quran in these words. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he said to his son, Ya bunayya inni ara fil manami anni azbahuka fanzur madha tara. Oh my son, I have seen a dream that I am sacrificing you. Now consider what your opinion is. Yeah, so he asked his son, what is your opinion? What do you say about that? And listening to this, Ismail alayhi salam, because he was very, very obedient to his father, he replied, Ya abati fa'al ma tu'maru satajiduni insha'Allahu minas sabirin. Oh my father, do as you are commanded. Allah willing, you will find me the patient one. Yani, he says that if Allah Ta'ala told you to do that, then that is fine. Now, he said to Ismail alayhi salam, said to his father, tie me with the ropes. Yeah, tie me with ropes tightly. Because why? Also, please protect your clothes from the splashes of my blood, because my mother will get grieved if she sees it. Sharpen the knife so that it runs properly over my throat. So this was one of the dialogue that was between Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. And then when he sacrificed his son, obviously Allah Ta'ala sent an animal from paradise. He says, we called to him, O Ibrahim, you have indeed made the dream come true. And this is how we reward the righteous ones indeed. So subhanallah, what a beautiful story. Afzal Bhai, can you just elaborate on that? And for example, mashallah, you are connected to the madrasa, you have kids coming in. What is the environment that we see in our madrasa today as well?
Alhamdulillah, when people send their kids to madrasa without their family, one of the things they're looking for is tajweed. Yes, tajweed, they want their kids to be able to read with tajweed, they want them to get a certain amount of knowledge as well. As well as that, they're looking for the obedience to the parents, the obedience to the teacher. And alhamdulillah, through the teachings of Amir Sunnah and how Dawat Islami generally works, the Tarbiyat is one major aspect of our madrasa as well, where we're trying, as well as educating kids, we're trying to give them the skill of how to, for example, communicate with parents. One of the things that teachers normally encourage kids to do is to kiss the hands of their parents before coming to madrasa or going to school. Again, all this leads to the obedience of parents. And in this story that you mentioned, Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam, he was very, very obedient to his father. And if you look at from the civil side as well, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, he had Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam at a very later age, at the age when people don't normally have children. And to be able to, then find the courage to, be prepared to sacrifice the son, Kamal Sabr and Kamal Atat.
MashaAllah. And that's what we need to do, my dear Islam brothers and viewers of Madani Channel. You're watching our Rise and Shine program. One of the things, alhamdulillah, on this blessed day, what we need to do, rather than just sticking to the food and all the other delicious dishes we're going to have, and also, listen to the story, read the story again and again, and see what lessons we learn from that as well. Another important thing is that this was a father who saw a dream of sacrificing his son. Now, what if your dad sees a dream that you have to sacrifice you, then what would happen? Yeah? We would run a mile and we would tell our dad, right, I'll see you in court, mate. Yeah. Again, why? Because nowadays, because Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was a prophet of Allah. And every dream of a prophet is like a wahi, is like a revelation. And subhanallah, they were great people, they were tested by Allah Azza wa Jal. Gee, mashallah Azza wa Jal, because we're celebrating Eid al-Adha today, what have you got planned, Abdul Wahab?
Which one is Abdul Wahab?
He's hungry.
Oh my God, yeah. So, Abdul Wahab, have you got anything planned today?
No.
No, he's got nothing planned. So he's going to be at home.
Actually, maximum of PlayStation.
Yeah, okay. Well, what about yourself, Hamza?
I'm gonna do a little bit of a celebration with my family to remember the thing that Sayyidina Ibrahim did.
MashaAllah. And how much dollars or pound notes you gonna get?
50.
50. Is that what you get every year? MashaAllah. How much do you get, Abdul Wahab?
Who is the 50 pounds from?
Yeah, from your parents, MashaAllah. And Abdul Wahab, how much do you get?
I think more than 50.
Okay, 50 pound and a penny. That's more than 50 pounds. Yeah. Okay, mashallah. We've got to say goodbye and jazakallah to Hamda Abdul Wahab because they need to go. Obviously, it's Eid today. They need to celebrate the moment. Their dad's waiting outside for them. So jazakallah khairah for both of you lads. Thank you for coming. And on the way, you can take a samosa or whatever you want to like, or take samosa or anything. And there's a donation box near the door, put whatever you want in there. I'm only kidding, lads. Yeah, so on the way back, you just take something and we'll see you later, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah for your time, mashallah. We've had a couple of kids going home now, and they're going to get prepared for their Eid, delicious foods as well and everything. Gee, mashallah. Afzal bhai, Eid day, how is it in your end of the, as they say, neck of the woods? How's Eid in your neck of the woods?
Like typically in the UK, the first thing you do is obviously you do Fajr namaz, and in different places the time for Eid is different. But generally in Manchester, you'll have even up to 4 Eid namaz in the
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah. And then after that, the families typically go meet other relatives, friends.
That's typical families.
That's very, very typical. But all this time after Salat, there's something special going on.
MashaAllah.
And that's waiting for the meat to come home.
Subhanallah. MashaAllah Azza wa Jal. Another important thing of the way is that alhamdulillah on the day of Eid, where people, we get ready to eat the food as well. It's also a time where you meet your relatives. How long does it take you to go around meeting your relatives? How many are you? Got a big family in Manchester, or?
Alhamdulillah, all the Muslims are, one family.
So you go to everyone's house, do you?
I was these days you got a message, haven't you?
Yes,
but Alhamdulillah, normally within a day you can easily see your family, and because obviously certain family members are in the UK and certain will be abroad, so obviously there's these phone calls to make. And these days, with the video calling facility available, you can see the family members, and also people who have arranged their qurbanis abroad. For example, I've given my qurbani without the Sami, but there are some qurbanis taking place at home in Pakistan as well. So with the video facility, I can actually see my animal and I can see the qurbani being done while we wait for my dad's qurbani to come home from here and go the shuri and everything ready for that.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. And I think one of the important things is that I went to someone's house, and what they've done is got a massive screen, and they do video calling, and they've got cameras set up in the house. So they sat like this. There's a camera pointing towards them. There's a camera pointing towards them, and they all come on Zoom. So they've got the same plan in Pakistan as well. And they're actually and everyone's there, and it's like a family reunion. So they'll be eating the food here while they're in Pakistan. Probably it's like 5 hours ahead or 4 hours. And it's like, as if, alhamdulillah, they're with them as well. So, Eid is a time where you need to contact your family members, where you need to go to your parents. If they passed away, then go to their graves, read Fatiha on their graves, and visit your family members. A lot of people sometimes will say, after my Eid Salah, I'll go back to sleep. Some people even go to work in the morning. Why are you going to work? It's Eid today. But there's no one else I need to meet. We've got big families, but we've reduced them families is because we can't be bothered to go to their homes. And because it's Eid al-Adha today, we need to go, meet our family members.
You might remember this, Hafiz. In our place where I lived in Pakistan.
Where do you live in Pakistan?
There's a village near a city called Toba Tek Singh.
Toba Tek Singh.
That's the name of the city. But near that there's a village. And what used to happen after Eid, maybe 1 or 2 hours, roughly about 10, 11 o'clock, people would actually start cooking their food. And for the afternoon meal, people would invite other people within the neighborhood. So you'd have groups of men, maybe 10, 15, 20, going to each house and maybe having a khatam, eating together and talking about the reunion. But these days, like you said, maybe, we have limited ourselves to maybe 1 or 2 family members. Whereas our history shows that, we Muslims are one big family.
Alhamdulillah, on the day of Eid, we see how Muslims can unite together, neighbors, family members, friends, everyone gets together, they have a good meal. But then the other thing is that, we all, first of all, like you mentioned, we go to the masjid, we offer our salah, we make dua, we go to the graveyard. All these kind of things, they are part of your Eid. But now today, alhamdulillah, because we're doing our Eid, we've got some riddles for you guys as well. Are you both ready?
We'll try.
Okay, right then. I've got these amazing riddles, and these are so good, mashallah. Let's see if you can riddle your way out of these ones. Gee, are you ready for the first one? Midhad. Yeah, okay, the first one for both of you. I am a piece of flesh. Yeah, so I'm a piece of flesh. If I am pure, I can make you full of goodness. If I am impure, bad deeds will flow out of you and I will make you distressed. What am I? Gee.
It's a Qurbani animal.
No. Qurbani animal, not a piece of flesh, is it? It's a whole animal.
Listening to him, my heart is pumping. I wonder why is.
Heart, mashallah. Yeah. So if if it's full of goodness, you're going to do good. If your heart is bad, then you're going to do bad things. Very excellent, mashallah. You can take a slice of mango, okay? That's up to you if you want to, mashallah. Yeah. Next one, are we ready for that one? Next one. I never knew what is a father or what is a mother, as I never had any of them. Who am I? Gee.
An orphan.
An orphan is born, isn't he? So he's got a mother and father, hasn't he? Someone who doesn't have a mother or father.
Was one of his sons name mentioned in the program today?
Yes.
Is a real person?
He's enjoying his mango, ain't he? That's why he's not speaking. Ji Afzal bhai.
However, I think is Hazrat Adam alayhi salam.
Subhanallah. So Hazrat Adam alayhi salam doesn't have a father, he doesn't have a mother. Excellent. We're doing right, good, mashallah. 2 after 2.
Mango.
See?
Or I have a grape.
No, your mango is here with me. Don't worry, it's safe until I eat it. Inshallah. Next one. I'm blessed the surah of the Quran. If recited every Friday, I can save you from the evil Dajjal. Which surah am I?
God Madani, you're doing hifz.
Is it Surah Jumu'ah?
No, it's not. Ji Afzal Bhai.
I can only think of 2. Obviously, I don't know the answer.
Okay.
Is it Surah Yasin or Surah Kahf?
MashaAllah. So, which one would you go for?
Okay. Because you know that you had when I say Surah Yasin, we'll stick with that one.
Subhanallah. So, how sure were you regarding the answer then?
I wasn't too sure. I thought it's one of the 2.
You took a guess, didn't you? It's wrong one though.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a wrong one. Surah Kahf.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
if you recite it on a Friday, mashallah, you get saved from the jar, inshallah, either the fitna of the jar. Okay, one more. The person who buys me doesn't need me. The person who makes me doesn't want me. And the person who uses me cannot appreciate me. What am I? Now we're talking, aren't we? Shall I mention it again? The person who buys me, he doesn't need me. The person who makes me doesn't want me. You know, the person who makes me doesn't want me. And the person who uses me cannot appreciate me. What am I? Shall I give you a clue? Yeah, the clue is, it's a piece of cloth.
It's a shroud.
It's a shroud, correct. But mashallah, brilliant, Abdul Bhai, you can take a mango as well.
I'll take a grape.
We'll take a mango, mashallah.
I'll take a grape.
Are you taking a grape?
Yeah.
Okay, mashallah. Just make sure you take one. Yeah, mashallah. Hey, so let me turn the mangoes around to myself. Because I love mangoes. Mashallah. Okay, you guys are home. Alhamdulillah. You'll be enjoying your Eid as well. Alhamdulillah, some of the Eids that Muslims celebrate around the whole world as well. Now, Alhamdulillah, have you been to Mina?
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. You know when you go through nowadays there's loads of bridges in it through Mina. Now there's one of the bridges when you go past that bridge and you know there's a little a mountain on the side. There's a little kubba type of minaret type. That is where they say that Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam was slaughtered. And subhanallah, the Hujjaj, because he was in Mina, wasn't he? So the Hujjaj, they do the ziyarat of that as well. But mashallah, those brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, you are watching our Rise and Shine program. We've got a few people sat in the studio, and I see one of them dozing away. MashaAllah, there is really, is that in it today. I think probably is that too much meat or biryani, MashaAllah, but subhanallah, we'll let him off because we can't have people sleeping in our program. It's going to make us sleepy as well. Ji, Putar Minhal, any stories of you in your Eid time? Afzal Bhai, any stories in your Eid? Any memories of your Eid that you celebrate?
Again, because my father has always done Qurbani in the UK as well.
Ji.
And I remember, from a young age to this day, waiting for the meat, going to the shop, and also getting the meat. But rather than just cooking it straight, what we normally do is, when my father was able to, myself with him, we used to cook the meat ourselves, making it shorter. The theory behind this was, my father wanted the kids, i.e. his grandchildren, and obviously us at that time as well, to see what Qurbani is about, and also for them to see the meat and also help in the processing of the meat as well. And that's something we do every year. That's something I remember as well.
MashaAllah. And because we're talking about two great personalities, let me just mention to you about the meaning of Ismail. Now, Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam remained childless for a very long time of period. He alayhi salatu wasalam was blessed with Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. at the age of 99 years. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam's age, when Ismail alayhi salam was born, he was 99 years old when he had his son. And then praying to be blessed with his son, Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he used to say, Isma' ya'il. Isma' ya'il. The word Isma' means listen, while the word Il is the name of Almighty Allah in the Hebrew language. Therefore, Isma' ya'il means, O Almighty Allah, listen to me. When he alayhi salam was born, he named his son Ismail, remembrance of his prayer that he made to Allah Azza wa Jalla. So we're learning a lot of things in this program, aren't we? Yeah. So Isma' means listen to me, and Ya'il means O Allah. So Ismail, listen to me, O Allah. Now, another very important thing is that Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam is known as Abul Anbiya. He is known as the father of all the prophets of Allah, because from his lineage you have Sayyidina Ishaq alayhi salatu wasalam, who was the eldest son, and Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam, who was the youngest son. And from Ishaq alayhi salam, Allah gave so much barakat in his family, in his progeny, so many thousands, alhamdulillah, prophets were born from his lineage. But Ismail alayhi salam only had one son who was a prophet amongst his lineage. Who was that prophet? Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, mashallah. Ibrahim alayhi salam was Abul Anbiya. He was to be Imamul Anbiya. Subhanallah. So that is the day, mashallah. Again, it's very, very important that we understand that Subhanallah Azza wa Jal, Eid is a time of joyful time, is a time to celebrate with your families, with your friends as well. And also it's a time of ibadat as well. Just like the Prophet Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, when he did ibadat in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal, Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he was, mashallah, was such a very, very great prophet of Allah that he would never eat food without guests. Subhanallah. He always had guests as well. And then there's a very beautiful hadith mentioned that 2 hungry lions were once let loose towards Ibrahim alayhi salam. These lions were very hungry. In the previous times, in the early times, how people would, ma'azallah, torture people. They would have animals like lions, and they wouldn't feed them anything. And then what they do, they let them loose on people, and ma'azallah, they'll eat them alive. And it says that one day, when Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was walking, his enemy at that time was Namrud, or in English it's called Nimrod. Yeah, Namrud, he was the enemy, and he had 2 lions, and he let them loose on Ibrahim alayhi salam. And it's mentioned what happened. He says, when the lions, they started running towards Ibrahim alayhi salam, when they came towards him, they began to lick his feet.
Subhanallah.
Yeah, they began to lick his feet, and they prostrate in front of him. Despite being hungry, they did not say anything to Ibrahim. How can even lions knew that he was a prophet of Allah? Yeah. So Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal, this is what we need to do as well. We need to love them. We need to talk about them. Just like this story that we're mentioning about Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, we need to make sure that we discuss these stories in our families as well. Do you have anything you wish to say?
When you mentioned this story about the lions of Assam, and them recognizing Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam as a prophet, similar stories could be found for the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Two that came to mind was, remember when Abu Jahl went to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with the pebbles in his hand, and said, if you are the true Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tell me what's in your hands. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned, do you want me to tell you what's in your hand, or do you want those things in your hand to tell you who I am? Subhanallah. And these pebbles that recited the kalima. And another one, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has mentioned that I still recognize that stone who used to say salam to me even before I proclaimed the prophethood as well. So these creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala definitely recognize the prophets, and they have the love and respect for the prophets as well.
MashaAllah. Because we are talking about Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, some very important and MashaAllah interesting things about Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was the first person in the world whose hair turned white. Yeah, or as people's hair would not be white, he was the first person whose hair turned white. And he also says that he alayhi salatu wasalam was the first to apply henna, mehndi and khatam as dye to his white hair. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal. And he alayhi salatu wasalam was the first to wear sewn pajamas. Yeah, he was the first one to wear them. He alayhi salam was the first to recite the sermon at the mimbar. We have this mimbar in the masjid. Ibrahim alayhi salam was the first one to give a khutbah on this mimbar. He alayhi salam was the first to establish the tradition of hospitality. Like I mentioned, that he would never eat food, just like we're not eating kukoro biawa. Yeah, and we're not eating because we're waiting for guests to come in. If there's no guests coming in, we'll still get in our throats. Don't you worry about it. Yeah, he alayhi salatu wasalam was the first one to embrace people at the time of meeting them. Like we do, on Eid, we say Eid Mubarakah, and then we embrace one another. Ibrahim alayhi salam was the first one to embrace. And he says, he alayhi salam was the first one to prepare sareed. Yeah, we like a roti inside the curry. He was the first one to prepare that as well. MashaAllah. And there's many other important things about Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. And subhanallah azza wa jal, these are the great prophets of Allah. Whatever they did, whatever they do, alhamdulillah, it's a beautiful tradition for us. It's something that we should be following them as well. Dear my Islam brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, you are watching our program Rise and Shine on the first day of Eid al-Adha, mashallah. I hope you're enjoying your Eid. Wherever you are, you might be in your mom's house, your dad's house, or you might be in your relative's house, you might be even at home, and you are watching this program. Eid Mubarak to everyone. Alhamdulillah, hope you have a good day, and I hope inshallah you enjoy to have the beautiful days of Eid as well. For 3 days we're going to be inshallah celebrating Eid on Rise and Shine. So please inshallah don't forget to keep watching for the 3 days of Rise and Shine. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
By the grace of Allah, by the grace of Allah, even the darkest night will end, and the sun will rise and shine, and the sun will rise and shine.